to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Now, this is my thing, right? Now, just dealing with Jamaica from the statistics that they had, them being number one, and I think they said that Nigeria was number two, right? because they said, according to a global research done by Direct Survey in the late hours of November 2019, the research also corroborated that 30% of Nigerian men are fathering children that are not theirs, making it relatable to state that 3 out of 10 children are not theirs. Nigerian women rank second highest on paternity fraud behind Jamaica with 62% and ranked first, who have also cheated on their spouses, according to the survey. Now, pay attention to that. These are two black areas, right? And these are the stats that we have. Now, what do you think would take place if they were to do these statistics with the black women that are here in the United States? Just a question. Because I've seen some times where black women, knowing the fact that this dude is not the father, they know wholeheartedly 1,000% that he is not the father. You'll see them start crying. You'll start seeing him boohoo. You'll start seeing all of the anger and aggression, calling him all types of lies, wanting to bring up all types of stuff from the past, all just to get away from the focus point in the fact that this dude ain't the father. You know he ain't the father. And you know that when it's found out, it's going to make you look a certain type of way. So, in order for that not to happen, you try to throw all the focus everywhere else. Now, going back to the main article, these are the main takeaways that I want people to pay attention to, right? And this is dealing with the men of Jamaica. A 2016 study done by Dr. Hubert Gale, leading anthropologist at the University of West Indies, which revealed that 25%, let me repeat that again, 25% of Jamaican men are unknowingly raising children that are not biologically theirs. So think about that. 25% of the male population in Jamaica are raising children that are not even theirs. Think about that. And women can never understand how hurtful that is to be deceived in such a way that you are made to be accountable and responsible for a child that is not even yours. You're called out of your name a whole bunch of names. You're told a whole bunch of lies. You got families intervening, you got friends intervening, and at the end of the day, you've been deceived and lied to. And none of those people are going to come to your side and be like, well, you know, I'm sorry this happened to you, all this other type of stuff. You know what they're going to say? They're going to be like, well, even though it's not yours, you still got to be a man about it. You know, this child knows you now. You've been in this child's life for, yada, yada, yada. You got to sit up there and raise them. You got to do the right thing. You got to do the right thing. But nobody did the right thing by that man. But it's up to him to basically fix a problem and an issue and a mistake that's not even his to even fix. He's the one that's being made to be held accountable and responsible for something that he didn't even do. So then the next part, they said, according to the leaked diplomatic cable, 1 in every 10 men who turn up at the U.S. Embassy is often told the DNA test proves that he is not the biological father of the child. Think about that. You go to get a test done, you know, you might have a slight feeling, but you want to believe that she wouldn't do this to you. You want to believe that she is, she's honest. You would rather believe that you're crazy versus what the truth is. And the truth is that you are not even the father because she stepped out a multitude of times unprotected and then brought this gift back that ain't even a gift, it's just a weight. And now you got to be responsible while the other dude or whoever it is left off the hook, and she's probably still continuing to see that person. So then the next part, they said a 2019 report by Polygenics Consulting, a Jamaican company which offers DNA testing, indicated that of all of the paternity tests that the company has conducted since 2015, 70% were not the father. Let me repeat that one more time so you can understand that large number. They said of all of the paternity tests that they have conducted since 2015, 70% were not the father. And this further goes into the aspect of how it is that women can just lie directly in your face. They could be crying tears, boo-hooing and bawling directly in your face and still be lying. And this is why I've said in a multitude of videos that women are the greatest actors. Guys could never reach a candle to the type of acting that women inherently and naturally are able to do. You can see this in them when they're little girls. You can see this acting. You can see this manipulation. You can see them trying to be conniving, trying to fix lies. You can see it. And then they sit up there and nurture that. They culture certain things, put that in a petri dish and let that grow on the side, and then they add that back when they turn into a teenager or when they turn into a fully grown woman. Wow. Wow. I couldn't even imagine. I could not even imagine. I'm actually quite empathetic and sympathetic because I, in a sense, understand because I have an understanding. So I take back, in a sense, what I stated because I've been in that circumstance. I've been in that instance, and I know how hurtful it is to be deceived by a person that you stated that you love, that you would do anything for, that you would sacrifice for, that you have sacrificed for, and this is the thanks that you get in return. And the thing that women don't understand is that when one woman does this, it leaves a mark on every single woman. That's a scar that no guy is going to ever get rid of. And he's going to see every single woman that exact same way. Because if she was able to do it, who's to say that the next one ain't liable or has the potentiality to sit up there and do the exact same thing, if not worse? You got these women out here lying for quote unquote survival, right? Because one of the main things that they stated specifically about this is that Dr. Gale stated that in most instances, paternity fraud is committed by women who cannot afford to care for their children on their own. So you, in a sense, have women doing this for survival. They're lying for survival because they got themselves into a situation that, they don't know how to get out of. They don't know how to fix it. So they're going to find a decent or a good guy in order to basically pin this on so that everything can be secured, even if that means sacrificing that guy. And he has to, in a sense, try to struggle, scrape. He got to potentially live in a box just to sit up there and, help put food over there. They're going to do it. And this is what I continuously state. At the end of the day, nobody really cares about men and what it is that they actually have to go through and face. They don't. If women had to actually go through the same things that men had to go through, a lot of these things would have been changed a long time ago. But because women don't have to and things are easy, it is what it is. This is the one part of the article that I love so much, and I wish that they would do things like this in America. They said in Jamaica, a woman who knowingly names the wrong man as her child's father on the birth certificate is seen as committing a breach of the Registration, Birth and Deaths Act. For this offense, she can be charged and mandated to pay a fine not exceeding 250 grand or face imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months if found. If we had things like that, if we had a system set in place, you would have women acting accordingly. You wouldn't have women on social media talking about, oh, my body count doesn't matter, and them, being proud about sleeping with who not whoever all around the place, all around the way, taking vacations, doing this, doing that. They wouldn't be so proud. They would actually, have some type of pride about themselves when it comes to this topic, but they don't, right? And that's because they're not being held accountable for their choices. That's because they got a multitude of ways to get out of a quote unquote bad situation, um, by way of them trying to alleviate that situation, if it just so happens that they had relations unprotected with somebody, and something was going to come directly from that. Again, like I said, you have a lot of women that are in America that do this on an everyday basis, and yet there is not a system to catch them. The moment in time that there is, and the moment in time that they have to take responsibility, ooh, you're going to hear a whole bunch of crying. You're going to hear a whole bunch of crying. There's going to be a lot of women getting thrown in jail. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Ooh, there's a lot of women out here who have signed guys' names on a birth certificate, knowing the fact that they are not the father. There are a lot of American women out here that have directly lied on guys and just pinned kids on a guy and made them feel so bad about not believing them, in a sense, coercing them to raise the kids for 18 plus years. And then you got people out here that'll still be like, well, it is bad what she did, but you got to be a man about it. You gotta do the right thing. You in that kid's life. You still got to see it through. That kid only knows you. You don't know the actual father, man. What she did is wrong, but don't mean the kid got to pay for. Nah, man. Like I said, cut out. Realistically, if a dude, after knowing all this, if a guy himself wants to do it, that's fine. That's up to him. But everybody else that's trying to tell somebody to do something that they normally and they know within themselves they wouldn't do, and they friends wouldn't agree with them do it, they family wouldn't agree with them do it, please shut up. 100% shut up. Sit down, shut up. Like I get tired of y'all like seeing a lot of y'all in the comments section saying all of this stuff, and you know that it wouldn't be you. Because if somebody had did this to you, your reaction would be completely different. That's the one funniest thing that I love about the internet, how people will portray themselves from how they actually are. Because people in real life know them, but online don't nobody know who they are, so they can just make up a face, make up a name, and act like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I will sit up there and still take care of this kid no matter what a woman did to me. I still sit up there and do it because I'm mad about mine. I'm mad about mine. Man, shut up. I need you to 100% shut up and stop trying to get other dudes to do stuff that you wouldn't necessarily do. And let me break it down like this. And even if there's a small chance that you will sit up there and do it, don't be trying to get other dudes to sit up there and do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, 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 because that's a stupid way of thinking. Like I said, it's cool for you. That is your situation. But don't try to put that broad brush, that line of thinking on young men and on other guys. I for sure am not going to tell a young man like, yeah, man, no matter what she did, you still got to sit up there and see it through, man. You still got to sit up there. Nah, because now he's stuck doing this for 18 years. Now that's stopping what it is that he needs to be doing in life, what he should be focusing on, because he's focusing on somebody else's kid, somebody that's not his. Nah, nah, y'all crazy for that. Like I said, people don't want to sit up there and think about all of this stuff because these are things that they had to sit up there and do. So because they had to do it, they want everybody else to do it. No, no, like I said, stay in your lane. Stay directly 1,000% in your lane. And again, my condolences to the Jamaican men out here. I did not know these stats. This is 1,000% crazy. I'm sorry that y'all got to sit up there and even go through this. So now I understand why it is that you got some of the men out there dealing with the tourism that's happening. I get it now. I get why y'all sitting up here just doing whatever it is that y'all want to do, because y'all got stuff like this. It's a great percentage of a chance that you gonna be with a woman and she lying and she gonna pin a kid on you. I would rather not be a part of that 25%. So like I said, go out there, go do you. Go do you. I 1,000% understand and I get it now. I get it. And for any woman that's mad about either me saying that or what it is that Jamaican men are doing, you stupid. Because at the end of the day, you don't understand statistics. And no man wants to be part of a statistic such as this, where he can potentially get pinned and hemmed up for something that's not even his. That's crazy.
like I said, only women have the power to do this, and I promise you, somebody's still gonna roll up. Oh, it's not just the women making these kids and conceiving them by themselves, but it is the women sitting down there and spreading the eagle and allowing uh you know different individuals to come seek shelter for the night. So yeah, yeah, like I said, people got responsibility over their bodies, right? My body, my choice. But whenever it comes down to making people responsible for their choices, magically it ain't my body no more. It ain't my choice no more. It was both our choices. It was both our bodies. Okay. I guess so, ma'am. I guess so.